Hello. Let's see. It's January, February, March, April. It's May 11th, and I just got the kit to repair my cell phone, and no instructions with it. I mean, it was a little tiny book that, I mean, very basic, not instructions on actually how to do it. I mean, it's, you know. Came with this, so you can pull the back off of the cell phone. I'm talking about the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. Okay, here's the instruction book that comes, user manual. And it says battery installation tips. Basically, I mean, it's, like do not throw the battery into a fire, and it's very basic. Here is the battery. Now, this is, some people were commenting, you can use the 6,000 or you can use the 6,600 milliamp or whatever. Now, this, okay, something I did not know, and I just started watching and I haven't gone just a few minutes, well, not even a minute into it, and it talks about that you have to heat this up to 102 degrees, and it talks about what type of heater you can put it over or whatever, and you have to get it to 102 degrees because there is glue in there, and then you take this down at the bottom, and then you pull this up, and then you slide a business card or something under the little thing you get, and then you work your way around. Now, I'm not happy at all. I didn't know I was going to have to heat the thing. I don't like the idea of heating up any electronic equipment any more than it needs to be heated up, and I'm not crazy about that. But anyway, what I thought was going to be a real fast thing, I have someplace, I have to find that, a temperature thing that I can take my temperature. That may be in my medical thing. Or I can take the temperature of, some other object. So I'll be able to know, I'll be able to get it to 102. I'll know when it's on 102 degrees. The other thing, they're talking about putting a business, folding up a business card and sliding that around when you get the glue loose. I have a set of little tools, and they're someplace here, and I'd like to find them that are specifically designed, to go into some place like that and go through there. Hopefully they're not magnetized. Anyway, here are the, okay, I showed you there's a couple of cleaning wipes. There is the battery, I showed you the battery. There's this that was laying underneath the box. I mean, I'm not sure what in the heck that is. I haven't, and I wasn't with the rest of the stuff, but it was like underneath the material here, this here underneath there, so I don't know if it's, and then there's these two little things. Whoops, looks like they're magnetized. Yep, they're magnetized. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm showing it to, but anyway, so there's two of those. And by the way, I have a little kit someplace with things like that, and there's these, some tweezers that are not magnetized, and this little pry thing or whatever that I keep showing that to the wrong place. And then there's this with its adhesive, I think. Okay, so that's it. You know, half a block from here, I don't know if the guy is still open or not, but half a block from here, down at the corner, next to the pizza place, there was from several years ago, quite a few years ago, I think it was an insurance company, a little insurance thing or something like that. And a guy shared computer repair. He sold a little bit of stuff, not much, but he had a few things there, and he was computer repair person or something. And one time I took a box of stuff down to him. I didn't know him or anything. I had never been in the place before. I took it down, a bunch of stuff that was, worth something. And I just went in and I said, hey, I want to donate. I'm just going to donate this to you and everything. You can have it. And I handed it to him. And he didn't say thank you or anything like that. And I turned around and left. Anyway, I never go by there. That's the only time I ever went in the place. But apparently the insurance person that was sharing this little shop, I think a long time ago he moved or went out or something. I think the computer guy, repairman, I think he still has that place. Maybe. It may be closed, and maybe that the building is, but anyway. Now, I don't know, I wouldn't remind him that I donated a bunch of stuff to him. But I also could go down there with a bunch of stuff and add to his stock. But I'm not going to do that after, so, I paid for all this. This is everything that, and he should already have, like tools and stuff down there. But, this is everything. But I'd pay him $10. I'd pay him $20. I'd probably pay him $25, which is, I paid, well, actually Hillary paid for it for me. I finally contacted Hillary to tell her that you could get, I wanted her to know in case that hers or her son's battery goes out or whatever, not to buy a new, that they could get it, and she went ahead and ordered it for me. So I didn't actually pay for it. But it was $30 for it, for everything here. So I just like the idea of heating this thing up. Of course, if I take it down to somebody like that, perhaps he wouldn't be, of course, maybe he does stuff like that a lot. Maybe he's got it down pat or something. Anyway, I should have known that. I wondered how, like, I never paid any attention on cell phones, how they, and this one here, you can't see any, there doesn't really appear to be any. A lot of stuff that, computer stuff you see that, so I'm going to take a shower and I may look around for a while to see if I can find that little thing that I have. They're about like these. No, they're not about like that. Well, they're kind of like the plastic one, except they're not. Anyway, I'm going to take a shower, and then don't touch the mouse, because I'll probably, after I take my shower or whatever, I'll come back at it. Maybe I've decided what I want to do. I just am not comfortable heating up any kind of sure, our power supplies for our computer stuff, and the power supplies for our monitors, and the power supplies for the computers, and I mean everything heats up. But I'm just not comfortable doing it. And because it's not just that glue around there that's going to it's going to come unstuck. It's wish I knew the name of that place. I'd call and see if he's actually open. Anyway, I'm going to take a shower. Don't touch the mouse because I'm going to come right back. I'm back. Well, let's see. It's almost 5 p.m. I guess I should start taking my morning meds. Okay. I'll start with these three. One of them is a water pill, which I run to the bathroom, well, a lot, urinating. So I'll just take these 3 pills. I'm taking half of the water pill. I'm not sure. I mean, I should be able to put this battery into this thing, but it's $1,000 cell phone. And if I mess it up, oh wow. My son, grown son, he has a degree in computer and electronics. I forget the name of the place, but you'd probably, well, if in the United States, you'd probably hear it. So I think he's got an associate's in computer and electronics, but I'm not sure how many years later it was. It's when I ended up going to from Missouri to Orlando, Florida, and then when we were there for a year or two, I forget how long. I think maybe a little bit over a year, I believe. And then we went to Carrollton, Texas, where Hillary owned a really nice house in a really nice neighborhood, and had a lot of room. And so it was Hillary, Darlene was my ex-wife, her, Hillary's mother, and it was, let's see, who else was there? See, Hillary. Well, when I got there, Jimmy came with me. Somebody else was there. It wasn't Ken. I can't remember. Anyway, I was set up nice with computers. Had a nice. I had the. There was a bunch of rooms, but I had the downstairs. That's where the guy came and interviewed me, by the way, down there. So if you happen to see, well, you only see a little snips of it because I wasn't in there for very long. And BBS the documentary. But that was a nice area for me. I mean, nice area downstairs, and I had my computer set up, and everything was okay. Right up the flight of stairs, went to the upstairs living area, and although there was a couple more bedrooms down, downstairs. But Darlene would, make breakfast for me or something, and she'd holler down, Jim, breakfast is ready, and then I'd go up the flight of stairs, and she'd have breakfast for me. Anyway, I was doing something with a computer. I had a bunch of computers. Doing something with a computer, and I just needed to pull out, what was it? Something that went in, to the motherboard, and it just, had this thing that went, it clicked in there. And so I was reaching to take that out, and Darlene called down and said, breakfast is ready, and my son said, I'll take care of it for you. And I said, so then he had a degree in electronics. And I said, well, now this just pulls, you push in on here and it just comes out of the socket or whatever. And he said, okay, I'll take care of it for you. I went upstairs, had breakfast, came back downstairs, and he had just ripped it out of the motherboard. Oh. So he hasn't volunteered to do anything with this, and he's in no condition to do something like that. I'm not sure how many people are. Well, I know a lot of people, are fixing their own thing, but I don't want to heat up. Now, 102 degrees is what's supposed to, make the glue loosen up enough where you can pull it apart. And I'm sure people are walking around with, cell phones that they're using that probably get up to 102 degrees because maybe they're outside in Texas or something. Only what madman and Englishman go out in the noonday sun. I don't know. I feel like I should do it, I should be able to do it. I've done stuff. I've built stuff. Well, way back in the olden days, I built, of course I got them in the kits, Heath kit. I built a tube tester, signal generator, let's see, tube tester, oh, you don't even know what tubes are, do you? Whole bunch of stuff, whole bunch of kits put together. Heath kit really made them well. The instructions were great. The printed instructions were great. And, the cables were, everything you needed, came for that device. The cables were cut. I think they even tinned them, on the end of, I think they even, everything was perfect. But, I can't remember all the shit I made. Anyway, I built those things, but I never had to unglue something that, tubes were before transistors or whatever. I think they were called valves in the UK or whatever. And here in the United States, people would fix their own television sets usually. You'd have a television set, and something would happen to it, so you'd look in the back, were all the tubes lit up, that were normally lit up, Some of them were had a metal, or sort of metal on the, a little few of them. But you'd look in and you'd think, well, that tube there is not lit up, and it's always lit up. So you'd take it out and go up to a Radio Shack or even other kinds of stores, go into a grocery store, go back, and have a machine back there, and you'd put your tube in there, and you'd read whatever the number was on it, turn the dials or whatever, and then it would tell you if it was good or bad, and if it was bad, you'd tell the clerk or whatever, and they'd come and unlock the thing underneath it, and they'd come and give you the 6H6 or tube or whatever it was. Now sometimes you'd bring up a sack, of the tubes to check them out. Yeah, the good old days. Well, it wasn't really the good old days. It was the good old days. I didn't have to unsolder my unglue the TV set or whatever. You did have to be, there was a warning, and it was a disconnect. When you took the back off or whatever, it of course disconnected. But even then there was energy stored up in there, like there are with these, let's see, can you see, oh, yeah, the yellow thing there, things like that. They have energy stored up in there. And you need to be, I haven't heard, I hear about people swimming in the water and getting a creature that goes into their brain and eats their brain. I hear about that. You hear about that kind of stuff, and you hear about other kind of stuff, but I don't hear about somebody that's deciding to modify this or do something and doesn't, make sure that all the juice is out of the thing. I don't know. Maybe we just hear about certain things. Let's not get into a political right-wing, left-wing thing here. Anyway, I haven't decided what I'm going to do. It's almost 5 p.m. Maybe what I'll do tomorrow morning is walk the half a block if I can make it. Difficult for me to make it from this apartment over to the apartment's office where the mailboxes are and you make it back. And especially I don't want to go if I don't have a cell phone. In case I fall or something. And in addition to that, I don't know any phone numbers. I don't know the phone number for this house. I don't know anything. I mean, I know 911 to call. But when an ambulance picked me up or something, I wouldn't be able to tell them. I could tell them the address. I couldn't tell them Darlene's phone number. I couldn't tell them anybody's phone number. So I've always taken my cell phone with me. If I go from here over to the trash containers, to put the trash out or whatever, or if I walk down to the office to get the mail or something like that, I've always taken the cell phone with me. I don't want to be, I don't want to fall down and, have somebody call 911 and then I could tell them my name and address and my date of birth. Of course, they have my medical record, but they still want to go through that crap. You get there and you're laying in the emergency room and they go through everything that's on the, the chart. I realize they got to do that in case something just, changed or whatever, Well, my cell phone's laying there, but I put that box over here. I don't want my son or anybody coming in here and picking up something and then dropping something and then stepping on something or whatever. So I've got the box thing over here for right now, out of sight, out of mind. Yeah, I think I made, I don't know the name of the place. I'm not sure if the guy would be big enough. I might try that. Do a search for this zip code area. I could almost do it. I could look and see what I don't even know what the name of the pizza place is that's next to it, but I could do an address, and if he's listed, which I'm sure he probably would be, the electronic guy. And see if he wanted to do it, like I said, Anyway, what's on my list of things to do here? Well, one, I want to find, and I think it's in I have a heat detector for temperatures, but it also does, okay, that's my pulse ox. Where is this? Okay, it may be in the kitchen next to the oven and everything. I don't think so. I think it's in here, you know, for taking your temperature, but you flip the switch on it. There it is. So I've got this. Oh, I see. I pressed the wrong one. Oh, come on here. Man, it sure blinks. I wonder if the battery is low. Well, let's try this. Off, on, okay. 97.9. So anyway, this is, you can also do like a refrigerator or do, so okay, I've got that. I'll put this over here with this because it's supposed to be unglued at 102 degrees. Actually, I did use that thing to pull the thing back a little bit, and when I was just using that to pull it back a little bit, I think it opened up a little tiny bit, but that wasn't with the glue loose, you know. And I don't want to be that, I am that stupid person, but I don't want to be the stupid person that, why, you should never have pulled that open off without doing the glue because you ripped your, you know, the thing down. I don't know. I don't want to be that guy. And I also don't want to be the guy that you guys are going, oh, you know, Jim Howard at 82 years of age, he, you know, he's not, you know, he doesn't have enough brain cells left. All he had to do was, you know, oh, what else is on my list of things to do? Oh, I hooked up the light now that goes on the computer, you know, screen. So, and I hooked it up so I would have enough light right here to make sure, you know. So I've got that hooked up. I hooked up something to, what did I do over here? No, I didn't. Oh, I told you about that keyboard. I put that up on the shelf. Another thing eventually I'll be giving if I can, you know, I'm a river unto my people or something. There was some other project that I needed to do over here. I can't remember what it was. Tornado warnings. No, I think that's radar weather news, and I think the thing is average lead time for tornado warnings. So I don't think it's, but there is supposed to be possibly some severe weather up above Texas, but a little bit will come down into, you know, this area. It could come down into this area, but Oklahoma and Kansas and up there, that's covered. And I guess I ought to get out my Leica and see if I can find the battery charger for, you know, charger for it, and put some, you know, charge up the batteries in case we did have a big storm come through, and I could get some pictures with that. Yeah, like I said, I'm lost with no cell phone. Well, I'm not going to say a little prayer for me, but just do a little wish that Jim doesn't do something totally stupid. Oh, the other thing I need to get, well, I have them here. You know, they sent in this kit some plastic things for prying the back off and doing various things. But I have a nice kit of little things like that are metal, hopefully not charged, hopefully not magnetic, for doing stuff like that. It comes in real handy. The problem is I've got stuff all over the place. I don't think I've ever shown you the living room here. Maybe you saw it somehow accidentally when I was going out to make a video of a storm or something, but it's a disaster area. I mean, it's a disaster area. And I don't know how many boxes of when, a few years ago, because of our Texas governor and Texas legislature and the way they do things in Texas, they didn't, and I'm sure still aren't, taking care of the Texas power grid. They pride themselves on, well, there's the East Coast United States power grid, and there's the West Coast United States power grid, but Texas has its own power grid because Texas used to be a republic and blah, 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 blah. So anyway, over 100 people died. I forget how many died. We didn't have power during the wintertime for 3 days, I think it was. 3 days without power. I had a 29-gallon fish tank. The fish died. And anyway, Darlene, the ex-wife, she does not like to spend money. And I get a lot of crap because anytime anything comes, I'm a grown man. I'm 82, and just so I don't have to, and we're divorced, just I don't want her to see me, walking in with something, that I have ordered in. And she just doesn't like to, but anyway, because of that storm, she paid her, I think I paid for a few, I don't know how many boxes of this wood, fake wood or whatever it is, I think they're about $25 a box. I bought a few, and she bought a whole bunch. And then she got some more in. And then I think Hillary bought a couple, I don't know how many. And then Hillary was trying to get out. She got out in the bad weather and cold weather, and was trying. Then she just bought some regular wood. I could build a log cabin or something, and that's in there. So what I'm going to do is, which will be hard for me to do because the boxes are really heavy. So I've been hinting to my son, and he'll help me on something like that. But I'm going to take and put on our patio, and there's it's a small patio on the, and there's, the wood comes up, I mean the not a fence, it's, and so I'm going to clean it when I get those boxes out of the dining room, or the living room, I mean. Then I'll be able to clean up a little bit and pick up some stuff. I mean, right now it's a hazard, it's like, so I got some things to do. Anyway, thank you very much for watching.